So whenever that gets going there. Um, there's that bar up there that you see the chat bar, right? So you have the first
Yeah,
icon's
I
the
see
chat
it.
ones. Then you got art library, journal, compendium, jukebox, which is garbage. Then it's collections. Under collections, you have your macros, and
Yeah,
then
that's what I was doing.
I have this fun little script in here for. Let me find this one here. So that one's just rolling attack. There. So the longbow is that slash EM is an emote that it puts in the chat. So whatever you put after that is just, you know, basically like the title of it that pops up the little title bar. And then I have the damage rolls are in brackets after there, and I've got what the type of damage it is written after it. And the brackets in there just truncates all the numbers down to show us a single number. And if you mouse over that number in chat, it'll show you the individual rolls for it.
Okay.
But I can copy that and I can put that in Discord here for you. And you can see it there or copy it from there and work with it there. All that jazz. There's one for initiative too, but I need to make character sheets for everybody within Roll20 to do it. And it's just a goddamn pain in the ass to set them up in here unless you have the pro account.
Yeah, I bet.
So I just haven't started doing any of that yet. I have no interest in doing it. Well, that's not true. I do have some interest in doing it. I just don't feel like doing it. And then all the buttons I have at the bottom of the screen, when for your macros over on the side there, there's a little checkbox that says show on bar or in bar. Just click that and I'll put them on the bar. I think right now if I do melee dex, it just rolls. Yeah, it's doing the whole value thing there. So I need to truncate that.
I'm glad I'm getting all my ones out right now.
Yeah, right. Burn them now. Burn them now. Oh shit! I think I might just mess that up. No, I didn't mess that up. I think. Actually, yeah, I did just mess that up. Shit. Why do I did?
Hello?
He's quiet. Too quiet.
What is with all these wands?
You're just burning them all now.
Hello?
There he is.
Hello.
Test.
We can hear you.
It works. I fixed the thing.
Hooray!
It was a good thing.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I thought so.
Whoa, that's the wrong one to drag. I need to truncate all these NPCs I'm carrying. Got too many buttons on the bottom of my screen now.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh well. Good
Hello.
evening.
Hello.
How are you doing, Miss Lacuna?
I'm a little tired.
You sound a little tired.
You're cutting out a lot.
I'm cutting out a lot, or she's cutting out a lot?
You're cutting out a lot.
Good thing we fixed that now instead of later.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Much better. I can actually hear you now.
All right. Kevin's having a good old time just running in here and rolling down the volume button on my microphone.
Solid, man. He knows what he wants.
Yes, indeed, I guess. I suppose so. Make sure I get everything set up here right. I can close that window. That one I want to keep open. That one we can close for now. Okay.
I'm back.
You're back, or you'll be right back?
No, I just came back. It was weird.
Oh, all right.
I had to go back on my webpage and it took me out of Discord and then popped me back into Discord again.
Oh, that communist webpage.
Yeah. Fun times.
Fun times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can barely see Sinestra on the map. He's just tucked into the wall.
Yeah, feel free to move him.
I'm just going to back him out of the wall a little bit so you can actually see where his icon is.
That works. I can't actually see where it is right now anyway.
What?
Oh, it's because I'm too zoomed out.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me when I got in.
Oh, that's probably because I added a bunch of pages and shit between the last session and now.
Yeah. Okay.
Just.
I'm glad that we didn't go forward.
What were you saying, Lacuna?
I'm still at my desk, so I don't have a mouse right now.
Me neither.
So I apologize. I mean, I have a touchscreen, and I'll try to use Nez. I may need you to tow me around a little bit because I am definitely not using all the mental horsepower I have normally available to me right now.
That's fine. I can move your characters around. I'm gonna get these off the map because they're just blocking shit. Are you able to sign in on Roll20 where you're at?
Oh, I'm loading in right now.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't sure. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I got talking to Joe, and from the sounds of it, he's not going to be available until like the end of May.
Yeah, till June,
Yeah, so I figured we might as well just,
which is right when school ends.
yeah, I figured we might as well just carry on and get this done because the longer we go without doing anything, the more people are going to forget, or you guys will forget where the hell we're at in the game. I'll forget where things are at. It's nice to keep a consistent schedule running.
I mean, we could always do some alternate stuff.
Yeah, I just don't have time to put any of that stuff together right now.
We could just do a pre-made, pre-built campaign.
I mean, this technically is a pre-built campaign.
I know, but you did a lot of custom stuff for it.
I mean, that's true.
What I'm saying is, like, we could do like, God, what was that popular one that was going around a while back?
I think what was it called? The Curse of Straw was being played a lot on streams a while back.
Yeah, that's still going.
So there's also the Lost Mines of Fenderlev. Everything else that's the low level campaigns are,
Pretty bad.
well,
They're not built out.
it's not just that, it's that the way they're at now, they're within the area that where you guys are currently playing. So if you decide you want to leave the dungeons or you want to go exploring the world somewhere else, you could theoretically stumble into one of those. And it would be less fun to have, to go run another campaign and have your characters here stumble into it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We could do that. Just have like side stuff.
I mean,
People or...
that's what I was thinking what we would basically do is while we're waiting for Joe to get done so we can wrap up where we're at, you guys right here, and you can, for lack of better words, retreat from these mines for a little bit, recollect yourself. I mean, you guys are running low on fucking food and supplies anyway, as it is. And go bumble about town and do some side quests or whatever it may be until Joe's able to come back in June at some point.
I guess if we finish this area out, other stuff like some of the
If
side
we
stuff.
finish this area and are still living.
Well, the way this campaign is set up is each of these elemental wings gets exponentially more difficult as you go in. Air being the easiest one, which is the reason why I guided you guys to air to begin with. But yeah,
Isn't fire like the last one or something?
fire is probably the most difficult one just because of the creatures that are in there.
Burn.
There's a lot of stuff that does like radiant fire damage, fire elementals and shit. But yeah. Without further ado, we probably should get rolling. Is everybody here ready to go?
Ready?
I think I'm ready. I had to get some energy in me.
I feel like that constitutes a ready check.
Ready, check. All right, I'm pressing one.
Oh god. With that, one.
I accidentally pressed escape, but I'm totally here.
It'll be fine.
Walk it off, Pansy. No summons for you. Alright, well, we ended the last session, which was on the 26th now. It feels like so far back. You guys defeated the two large Balrog demons that had held a couple people prisoner. Through Lacuna's keen mind and sense of direction, remembering the way you guys took to get here, she was able to navigate them back to the path where you had fallen down to that the well for lack of better words, where the air elemental was just furiously pissed off, ripping around things, looking to get free. You set those two people you freed back that way. Sinestra was following the direction of the spear, and the rest of the party had gathered in this group of jutted up, looks to be the stone teeth in the middle of this crossroads here. With that, it is up to you. I will leave the floor to where you'd like to go.
I'm gonna go back to where I was the other day. I'm gonna go back this
So you're heading back up toward there?
Yeah. There was guards up here, if I remember right.
Yes. So you're advancing ahead steadily. Serial and Caladwin are slowly making their way, following you that way. Lacuna, do you want to follow him in that direction?
Sure.
Alright, so we'll have you slowly scooting up with them as well. These two are being a little more cautious after running into a couple of demons, or they're less than willing to run ahead of things. Sandor, as you are coming to the opening of this cave, a powerful wind roars through this small cavern, causing bits of debris to ricochet off the walls, exploding into dust from the impact. In the middle of the cavern is a small stone brazier, lit with a very dim green flame. It's barely giving any light at all to this room. It's, from what you can see with your dark vision, it doesn't make any difference whether it's actually lit or not, at least for your dwarven eyes. There is a blockade to the tunnel on the north side, and there are 4 thin figures in billowy cold robes. The wind doesn't seem to be impeding them at all. They are staring at you cautiously with their hands on their weapons, though they make no move to attack or intercede.
I say hello.
After a few moments, they don't seem to answer you, and it occurs to you you probably need to be a little louder with the way the wind is whipping around this cavern. They likely can't hear you.
Alright, I'll scream at them. Hello!
One of them stumbles over his direction to you. The other 3 move to further block the path. And he comes in and tries to look, and as imposing as this thin, scrawny little figure can be in this little crossroad, stands with his arms crossed. He has it's a serviceable longsword hanging from his left hand. It's held in a reverse grasp as if not to appear too threatening, though. It's at the ready nonetheless. Let's use what? Who are you? What are you doing here?
I was told from above to come down here. I wasn't exactly told where to go.
Who told you above?
A lovely woman in... Elven woman, I believe she was?
Rissi sent you.
I nod.
Can I disguise myself?
Yes, you can if you want to do so. Do you have a spell slot left?
I do.
Could you
It's
disguise
actually
yourself
an
as the
at-will.
queen?
It's actually an at-will, and I can be the queen.
Oh, you can. It's not going to be as powerful as the illusion she was giving you, but yeah, you could definitely appear to be here. Is that what you're going to do?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. So you cast your disguise self using your eldritch evocations of, I think that's the mask of something or other. I forget what that one's called. Oh man. Anyway, so you cast disguise self on yourself, and you feel that you've got a passable facsimile of the way Arisia looked before you guys brutally murdered her.
We didn't brutally murder her, her Jin did.
We did nothing.
All right. Well,
I specifically did nothing.
as you are coming around the corner, Zirio's got himself pressed up against the wall. He's moving in a very deliberate and slow motion, kind of slowly making his way around the corner, trying to appear as least imposing as possible. Orzol is just pulling out. Yes, I think we should go this way. He's got his
Still have his light spell.
yeah. The light spell is still flaring on the end of his staff. All All right. So Sandor, as you are talking with this gentleman, from behind you comes what appears to be Ursi, carrying the iconic Windvane spear in hand.
Well, knowing what I know and who currently has it, I'm going to step aside and kind of bow my head.
The gentleman that is blocking your path immediately falls down and prostrates himself before Ursi's. My queen, we've been waiting for you.
How are things proceeding?
Again, after a few moments of waiting, it appears that your voice did not carry to where he is.
Okay, I'm projecting here. I'm not gonna just yell in Discord.
It's fine, but you have to say so. Um, we're almost ready for the ritual. It's a mere moment, and we may set the Dark Lord free, and the winds shall rule the world once more.
Say, good. I've brought some additional assistance, and I kind of motion to the people behind me.
He doesn't get up. He still has himself prostrate. He's down on all fours. He looks up and kind of turns his head in the direction toward your gesture and just nods eagerly with a big stupid grin on his face. Jan Sabin will be pleased to have more sacrifices.
And I smile and I say,
You say what?
I just say continue, like get on with your job kind of thing.
Of course, of course, of course. Make way! He turns and just yells, "Get out of the way, everyone!" And they all just move and put themselves against the wall, and they bow their heads in reverence as you pass.
Wonderful.
And so
So the
bumbling
weapon
me on.
in
I
my
don't
hand,
think this is a good idea. Go ahead.
so the weapon in my hand is doing what at this point? I'm really curious.
Um, the Windvane spear. It's tugging you just straight north as like it wants you to go into the wall here, like trying to pull you through the wall.
Through the wall?
You can sense whatever it wants is like immediately on the other side of this wall right here. You are so damn close. It's as if the spear is pleading you to move forward.
I'm gonna continue moving forward.
Lacuna, are you gonna follow the rest of the group?
I don't feel like living through the day. Why not?
All right.
I'm
So
gonna move on a little ahead.
You have been designated as sacrifices.
yes, that's what he designated all of you as. I'm just gonna move everyone as a group as they slowly shuffle their way forward.
What the hell is this?
I'm gonna wait until everybody's up here. Just move everybody over here for now. All right. So as you guys approach, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, shit. No, sorry.
Somebody was saying something and I cut them off.
No, you're good.
Okay. As I was saying, as you guys approach this cavern up ahead, in the middle of the cavern there are 3 stone spikes jutting upward, and what appears to be an immense stone claw. Between them is a churning thundercloud that thrashes with lightning, thunder crackles and cascades, bits of tiny rock that tumble from above. Beneath this thunderhead stands a raised area splattered with the blood of many sacrifices. Between the clouds of thunder and the shocks of lightning, you can see very faintly a shimmering silvery window that's sometimes visible, with a very peaceful, serene cloud portraying through almost a glass-like mirror. Um, from your knowledge of the planes, Sinestra, you are well aware that this is a portal entering into the plane of air.
Oh shit. Alright. Well, I know what to do.
The spear is urging you forward, drawing you toward it, and is sending instructions in your head as to how to let free Jan Sabin. As the instructions are coming at you, they were immediately cut short as Titania intercedes. Throw the spear. Shatter the portal.
And that's exactly what I do. I'm throwing the spear.
Alrighty. You take the spear, you hold it aloft. The spear itself appears to be elated with you taking this gesture that it perceives to be the beginning of the ritual. Just before you let loose, you'll hear a primordial scream of outrage in your head as the spear leaps forward, clashing into the portal. There was a brief moment where it turns, and you can see something is attempting to stop it, almost as if a hand tries to reach out of the portal and grab the spear before it collides, but it's too late. The spear hits the portal, and after a brief moment of it attempting to transport through the portal into the plane, it's almost as if the portal itself is rejecting it. And there's a loud crash, and thunder and boom. I need everybody to make a dex save. I'm just gonna roll here for the other guys instead of trying to do it. What do you call it?
Oh boy. I have a 7. This ain't good.
I need to roll resolve.
Should I roll at advantage because I know what this is gonna happen?
Yeah, you can roll at advantage because you know what's coming, because you're throwing the spear.
It doesn't really matter, but
Alrighty, so Sandor and Orzol, as you guys are slowly approaching, seeing Sinestra going to throw the spear, you have a little inkling in the back of your head of, oh shit, this is not a good thing. And just as this thought hits your mind, the spear collides with the portal, and there's a loud thunderous thum, smash as the portal appears to just shatter as if it was a glass window, sending shards of pure air out in all directions. Sendor and Orzo, you are both blown back 10 feet and knocked ass over tea kettle to the ground. You have fallen prone, and both of you have taken 6 points of bludgeoning damage in the process.
That's not that bad. I was expecting worse.
With that, Sinestra, in your head, you feel the warm smile and almost as if an embrace clutching you from behind as Titania whispers in your ear, well done, my child. Look forward. At the base of the altar, you'll find something that will aid you.
and I walk right up to it.
Can I get up?
Yeah, you can get up.
Okay, I get up.
What do I find?
At the base of the altar is a shattered splinter of the spear. It broke off just at the end of where the spear tip was, and above the handled haft of it. Inside the spear is a round up little piece of parchment and what appears to be a pulsing crystalline orb of bluish energy.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure out what it is with my. What is that? An Arcana check?
Yeah, you can do Arcana. Alright, so you take the scroll out and you unroll it. The scroll itself is written in the language of Aran, which is an elemental language that is spoken by the air elementals themselves. So you
Hold on.
cannot read that.
I'm gonna hit that with the tongues. I don't think I can read Orin. That's tongues.
Tongues only works on a spoken language you have heard.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I've heard Orin.
But you didn't cast tongues when you heard Orin.
Darn. Then I'm not gonna. Pain. Okay.
That sphere, the bluish sphere with your arcane check, you do know that this is a mote of air.
Got it.
Uh,
To its own little special place in one of the pouches on my new belt.
While you're fiddling with that, Zerio's gonna walk up along with Gladwin, and they're both just gonna say, "So, that's Sova. What'd you find?"
There and this scroll.
I'm gonna kind of motion for the
I don't
other
know what it
two to
says.
get in further because we made a shit ton of noise just then.
All right, so the other two move forward. Sandra, are you going to continue to hold the vanguard behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I be able to read the plane of air because I have the ring, or can I only speak it?
You could read it. Sinestra has answered Zero and Cloudwind's questions as to what he has with him. He's holding out a piece of parchment. Cloudwind says, I have a ritual that will let me read that if you guys think we've got time to do it. Unless anyone else here happens to understand what that is.
I would say I'm gonna say we probably don't have time to do it here, and then I'll just pocket it. I'm gonna also say in my queen voice that we're probably gonna have some guests pretty soon.
I'm gonna look through the cave and see if there's another way out of here.
Well, Sander, were you going to look at the scroll before you pocketed it? Or are you just going to let it go?
I kind of call over to my swords. I can speak to the air elementals. Maybe I can read it. And if he wants to continue to pocket it, I'll leave it at that.
If we've got time, then I will. Any peepos coming down the tunnel?
Roll a perception
Not
check.
yet. All right, perception.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit with the perception check as well.
I'm trying to find my perception.
Yours is +4.
12.
All right, so as you guys are having a discussion, you take a moment to try and listen around, and beyond that, what is now a calm, warm wind that has taken over this cave, you don't hear anything coming from the end of the tunnel.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, then I'm gonna hand him the parchment.
All right, what do I see?
This parchment outlines a ritual that allows yourself to be infused or become one with the plane of air.
That is right up my alley.
It does clearly state that it must be done in a spot that is attuned to the plane of air, such as where you are currently standing.
That's right here.
Uh,
So,
what you
do you
need
guys
for
mind if I do that?
it's up to you. Rest of the party, any obligations? Any objections?
It was given to me by Titania. I think there's a reason why she gave it to me.
Just so you know, the scroll doesn't say if it hurts you or not, or, if it tries to kill.
I trust Titania.
All right, you can do that. I will go. I'll hand the scroll back, and I'll observe from over here.
All right. As you are reading over the scroll, it does require some components. One of them being that mote of air that you have, the other one being a shard of crystallized air. You
Didn't
do
we
read.
find a crystal like that earlier when we found the ring, and one of us has it?
Yeah.
As you are muttering over this, Orzo goes like this, and he holds up a small, clear crystal with what appears to be cloudy winds dancing around inside of it.
Say, hey, can I get that?
She shrugs and hands it over.
Sweet. All right, I'm doing this ritual.
All right.
Hey, Zero. While he's attempting to kill himself, do you want to check the back of the cave and see if there's another way out of here?
The back of the cave, which way? The way we came, or
Beyond the
tape road?
portal.
We can
Beyond
see
the
all
portal.
We can see all of it.
Oh, I haven't been up there that far. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there's nothing up there. I can go back and scout and see if the other guys are doing their shite or not.
Do that.
Fair enough.
In the event that something bad happens, I'll drag the body out.
Sounds like a plan to me. So that's 1d20 plus 8. Not minus 8, plus 8. I should have macroed this. 14. Alright. So he's going to make his stuff. Actually, favorite environment. Haha! That's worse. Lame.
14.
That's impressive.
Yeah, rolled a
That's
4.
actually really impressive.
All right, so he's going to move his way stealthily back to see if he can kind of hedge his bets back there. All right, so you follow the instructions in the scroll. It has you place the items around you. You have to draw this fun little arcane circle. You will require the assistance of Sandor in drawing the Aran runes and rituals.
All right, I'll come back up here.
I need you both to make an arcane check with advantage as you are helping each other.
And my Arcana is +6, so 23.
Yeah, that's you guys have
You
got.
gotta roll again.
You have
Do I have
advantage. Yeah, you can.
I'll roll again.
Yeah.
No.
Either way, I mean that's fine. You guys succeeded. All right. So as you go through the gestures, finishing up, as you finish drawing through the different sigils and runes and the like, and magical circles and all that fun jazz around him on the ground, Sandor, you feel the energy just pulsing and thumbing around this thing. It is becoming increasingly dangerous. As you finish this up, you feel the winds whipping up around you. Sinestra, from the center of the circle where you are currently sitting, you feel none of this.
Got it. Is it
my
dangerous?
part in
Like it's
this?
gonna kill us?
Uh, you don't feel any of this. From what you can see in front of you, Sandor, the bits of his clothing that are not like tied down are just like tattering in the wind.
I'm gonna tell the other guys to kind of back up. Like I'm kind of worried.
Sinestra, what's your health sitting at currently?
A lot. No, 48.
As you are backing up, Calabwin is going to burn his last of his healing things for you.
Oh, wonderful. I'm about to
You
die.
gain 12 hit points. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like you probably need this.
I think he does.
All right. So as you're going through, you're casting the ritual. I need you to roll 5d10.
Jesus Christ.
I hope you have at least 51 hit points.
I do. I have 57.
This sounds like it's gonna hurt.
Oh shit! It's 35.
All right, so as you go through the motion of completing the spell, the winds around you whip and roar. You feel as if there's blades of air just ripping through you, and they all pierce straight through the core of your being. Some of them tugging at your very soul. As you look up and gasp in pain, you see an astral projection of yourself being torn away as your will pulls it back into your body. After 5 or 10 minutes of this ritual going through, you finally collapse, exhausted to the ground. You now have 1 point of exhaustion on you.
How do I even do that?
I'm not sure if there's a way to do it. You do, however, have a fun little feat added to you. Let me see if I can get it working on here.
And I take 35 damage?
Yep, you take 35 damage.
I definitely would not have lived that. Woo! Just kidding. I'd have been fine. Fine if you didn't heal me. Thanks, Caladwin.
Alrighty, let me open this up. Save changes.
This feat's gonna be cool as fuck. I lost 35 health for this.
Alright, there you go. It's added to you. You can refresh your page to see what you got.
I can't even see where it is.
It's under your features and traits tab, under feats. With that, as you finish the ritual, that mote of air you had in your hand and the crystal both just turn to dust and blow away in the wind.
Sweet. You guys want to try?
As you say that, holding up the piece of paper, it too crumbles as if suddenly aging thousands of years into a fine dust and blowing away.
Well, at least we got the circle.
The circle's still there. It's a little damaged from the wind and stuff, but it's still there.
Probably repair it and do this again. We should do this again.
I think I'll wait for another element, thanks.
Are you able to see it on yourself now?
Yeah, I gotta go through it now. Ooh. Oh shit! I can fly twice as fast now.
Yeah, I don't think that stacks with the speed on the boots.
Yeah, but if I can fly with the boots, then I don't fall.
I mean, this just gives you passive flying, allowing you to hover and fly at will now.
Yeah.
It's probably a little broken, but it's fun to have this little thing in there. You do have a constant little gust of wind ruffling your hair and clothing and whatnot.
Oh, this is great. It's hilariously great, guys. Guys, I can make us all fly. Like all of us, we could just fly for turn.
What's that?
Yeah, when we're clouds, we can fly the speed of 300 feet. Resistance to non-magical weapons.
Yeah, you can just turn to a cloud and whip your ass out of here if you wanted to do so.
And we can dash. So we fly what, 450 feet?
Dash just doubles your movement speed.
Oh, so 600 feet.
Yeah.
Out of here immediately.
Just get the fuck out.
Or at
It's
least
like,
until we meet Zero.
As
On ahead.
you are completing your ritual, he comes back and from just those four guys are still sitting out there. They have their heads bowed and they're muttering some kind of prayer. I don't think they noticed shit went down.
all right. Well, I'm gonna walk up here. The queen, in a great turn of events, and I'm just gonna let's go.
All right, everybody's gonna follow the queen out of here. I take it.
It's up to you guys.
I don't hear any objections
Against
from
my
anybody.
better judgment.
I mean, there's nothing else we can do. All right.
Fair point.
Before we turn the corner and see all these people, I'm gonna try this new thing out. Fuck. You ready?
What are you trying?
We're wind walking,
You're gonna cast Windwalk on everybody?
and we're just gonna get right by these fools.
I'm going to die.
Okay, where are you going with Windwalking?
We're gonna go all the way around, and then all the way through here. Them so that they can just they won't notice us.
All right, you just go where you want to go with Windwalking because you have got this spell's active for 8 hours.
Well, everyone else is
Yeah,
together.
I'm gonna move you with them, or move them with you rather.
We're gonna get on out of here. I'm going as far out of here as possible, and then we're gonna just get out of this whole cavern because we don't need to be here anymore.
Okay.
Right? There's nothing else for us, right?
I mean, you guys haven't explored shit. It's up to you.
Yeah, we haven't explored the southern edge yet.
Do you want to go this way then? Well, let's go this way.
Yeah, sure.
They're not gonna give two fucks. We're winds.
No, I mean they seem to be elated as you blast through them when you're whipping around the cavern here in a circle of fury. That's a loop around there.
Am I conscious while this is all going on?
Oh yeah, you guys are 100% conscious. You are well aware of what's going on. You are fully in
You
control
guys
of
can
your
move
movement.
wherever you want.
Yeah, you can move
You're in
yourselves.
control of your. Can we? Is there anything down this crevice?
You should go down though. It's just a rock. There's just a floor of rocks and stones. Going into that cavern, there are various fluorescent plants and stuff. I mean, there's potentially food there if you guys are hungry, which you probably
Ooh.
are.
Is there any food?
What is this? This looks important.
There's like water and stuff here. We can get some water.
Hold on a second. Let me figure out where the hell that one's written up at here.
Can I roll to start a revolution? Because I look at it,
Yeah,
very tired of this cave.
Yeah, like I said, you can go wherever you
I mean,
want.
you are free for 8 hours to go wherever the hell you want. You are just a gust of wind.
Wait, I can leave?
You can leave. You can like
Yeah, you can
legit.
just go. If you want to leave the cavern, you can leave the cavern right now.
You can fly at 600 feet per second.
Uh,
Right.
on top of that flat stone rests a yellow casket. Sorry. The middle of it has got an eerie glow.
Anything cool?
If
Anything
you
you wanna
guys,
watch?
I want to open it.
if you want to open it, you need to will
Now
and
you gotta get out of
dismiss the
gas form.
spell.
If you want to open it, I can dismiss it for you.
He can dismiss it himself at will. But I'm saying when you do that, you're losing the gaseous form.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
All right, go for it.
I open it.
Enjoy. Keep flying around.
All right, so as you reach reach down, let loose the gaseous form and reach down to open the casket, you notice that there is a heavy caking of mold around the edge of the casket. The little bit of runes that you can make out are carved in Dwarvish.
What does it say?
Here rests Godwin the Wormabane, Dragon Slayer and Peacekeeper.
I'm going to take out my sword and I'm going to continue to open it.
All right, as you draw your blade and carefully crack open the cask, inside of this casket it contains dusks and bones. There's a cloven skull and a helm, a battered breastplate, and a gleaming short sword is clutched in the skeleton's hands.
I'm gonna position myself. I don't know which way the skeleton is facing, but I'm gonna try and position myself so it can't immediately stab me.
You are
Like the
currently
field.
standing at the head of the casket.
All right, that's good enough.
I'm just gonna watch from over here.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. I'm still the queen, by the way.
You are currently just a ball of gas.
I know, but when I come out, I'm gonna stay disguised as the queen.
Okay.
He's a queenly ball of gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can my
I've got a
character
ball of.
just look at everyone, roll her eyes, and then just start making her way out?
Roll her fumes.
Yeah, she can roll her fumes. She currently is a literal ball of gas.
I'm rolling 2 small balls of gas that look startlingly like tiefling eyes at the scene that unfolds because they're going to die and I am not having any part of it.
All right.
I
So
hope that whatever happens teleports to her.
I'm gonna say you forgot your books.
They're all air
Why don't
now.
you give them back to me?
all right.
Will when we're done being gas balls.
All right, I'm gonna take the sword.
Okay, so you reach down, you grab the sword. There is no resistance in picking the sword up. You hear a faint, low moan from the casket. After a few
From
brief
the
moments,
casket?
from within the casket.
Oh, okay.
After a few brief moments, nothing else seems to happen.
Okay, so examine the sword. What is it exactly?
Roll Arcana if you want to check to see if it's the nature of whatever enchantment's on it.
As a gas ball, can I roll an
20.
arcana too?
No, you cannot roll Arcana check while you are a gas ball.
Alright, I'm not doing it then.
I have a 20.
It's magically enchanted. It appears to have some sort of bane enchantment on it. It's destructive in nature.
Well, most swords are. I'll keep it.
Okay.
How am I gonna get back?
Swim, I say.
As you are currently standing looking down from your platform there, um, there are various tall stalactites, stalagmites, and the like, fungi, and it's just a wide, placid looking pool of water that's stretching across this elongated cavern. The water is glowing a soft, eerie blue, though it is shallow enough for you to wade through. You see small, silverish fish darting in and out of sight from where you're standing.
I don't trust water. Okay, I'll go through the.
All right, you climb down and there's a little land bridge about where you were at there. Easy enough. You walk through. As you step in the water, the fish dash and dart out of your way so they're not, getting stepped on.
Fish. Hey, Gladwin, catch some fish.
He's currently a
Matt,
ball
you
of
grab the
ghosts.
sword.
We can just get the hell out of here now.
Okay, yeah, well, you're gonna have to walk.
I'm good. I'm
So
doing this
flying
because
out.
I'm bored as fuck, and I feel like I need to make Wurzel do something.
Yeah, do Orzo stuff.
Haha, percentile roll. All right, as you guys are doing that, Orzel comes out of his little ball of gas and begins investigating the fungus on the ground around him.
Are you looking to get high, old man?
I have not eaten in like 2 days. I'm hungry.
So you're trying to get high?
Actually, these mushrooms are quite edible.
I'm gonna activate my ring's flying ability and just start heading to the egg.
All right. Well, as you guys are in this cavern, it's a cavern. It's uneven floor covered with various toadstools. The toadstool caps are spotted white, purple, and green and blue. There are some that are low and wide as far as ferns. Others stand as tall as humans. Their stems are as thick as tree trunks. Others shed a faint light and eerily illuminating the slopes of this passage leading toward the shore of the placid bayou to the south where they came from. There are brief gusts of air and the like coming around here. Bum. Moving around here. Orzol is just picking at various bits of the toadstools. This one here functions like a heroism potion. Quite useful. As he's just picking various bits of mushrooms.
All right, I found a spot.
Are you calling for the people to come?
I've got one with me, but I'm gonna say stay here. I'm gonna go get the others. Shoo. All right, can you go on a trackpad?
Yeah. Hold on. You dash back to the others.
Okay, I'm gonna say things to kill. I'm a ghost.
Well, that's frightening. One moment, please. And he just runs over and he picks a couple of mushrooms and hastily shoves them in his backpack. I'll eat these later.
It's some for me.
Do I hear
And I'm
any
gonna
of
dash
this?
back.
No.
The wind is
Lacuna,
too strong.
are you doing anything here? Or are you just going to stay in ghosty wispy form?
I'm wondering if it's actually possible for one gassy person to strangle another gassy person to get her books back.
Wouldn't you be able to interact with him because you're technically the same entity right now?
We would just
Can I roll
merge.
for strangulation? 'Cause I think I'm kidding.
As you are currently a gaseous form and you yourself do not need to breathe air, you feel that it'll probably be a futile attempt.
But I'll feel better.
Can she hurt him in that form though?
No.
Can I
Damn.
grab
Only
my-
magical weapons can.
Can I grab my books in this form?
Your books are gas.
Air.
They're when incorporeal.
They're air.
Oh, that's great, but can I still grab them and then
No.
leave?
They're
No.
formed part of his as part of his being, and so he releases it, and you release it. All of your possessions are air.
Yeah, the books are actually inside of me.
And suddenly I don't want them back anymore.
Do I have this sword?
Both swords.
You have the sword, yes, but you have not taken any effort to identify the sword.
Can I look at it real quick? Is there anything special about it other than I know it's magically enchanted?
You know it's magically enchanted. Unless someone casts an identify spell on it, you don't know what it is.
Okay, I'll just tuck it away then.
I'm gonna move the rest of the party up here to where you guys are at. Orzol has picked all of these mushrooms and he's flipping through his things here, and I'm going to do this again. Let's see.
I'm gonna say to Zero, one on each side. All right.
That's what I can see. Give me a second here. Okay. That is Okay, that's that settlement. I need. Let's see. We're gonna do. Roll a d8 for me. Someone. I don't care who. All right.
I'm glad I rolled first.
All right. As you
Yeah.
guys are doing that, Orzol takes a blue spotted mushroom from the bunch he has and begins to nibble on it.
You gonna go insane?
Is he gonna get high?
As he is nibbling on the mushroom, he's. Ooh. Oh, I feel spry as ever. In fact, as he's muttering this, you see him visibly grow younger.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He's now roughly 10 years younger than he was before.
So he still looks the same.
There's some pepper in his hair
Just
now.
less beard. Just less
His
beard.
beard's a little shorter, and there's some flecks of black in his hair and beard now.
That's funny.
But he also has basically instantaneously taken a long rest. So he is as spry as a 60-year-old, or however old the hell he is. He's 10 years younger now.
Yeah.
As you guys are coming toward the end of this cave, there are dwellings carved into the walls of the cavern that have been torn asunder by some intense force. There are ruins of several dwellings that resemble gaps in the wall, and there are piles of rubble, and scores of hundreds of small humanoid corpses scattered among them. As you advance further, in your gaseous form, they pay you no heed, Sinestra, but there are various specters just loitering about the area.
I tell what they are and like how
They look to
they
be
would kill.
they are the ghosts of what appear to be gnomes.
Shit, what's in here? Who the fuck is this?
As you round the corner and peek in there, there is a demonic entity that is taking
I'm out.
great joy in torturing some humanoids.
I'm out. I'm just gonna keep going this way. I'm scouting right now.
Uh,
Scout this area.
all right, so Sandor, what are you going to do? You and Orzol are currently the only ones that aren't in a ghost form or gaseous air form.
I ain't going that way. That's for damn sure.
Yes, I think it's not safe. We should go back that way. And he points across just south of you guys into the darkness and what he can see.
Can I find a way out this way?
Currently, you're making a circle right now. You're back into that
Okay.
cavern of fungus.
All right. All right.
Orzol has suggested you go south.
I think that's a good suggestion. This is all just a big. I'm gonna run back to the group. Fly
Sandor,
back to the group.
as you are flying south, Orzol is coming to the edge of the cliff and he's looking at us. Can I have a hand?
I turn back and float back towards him.
I can't fly.
Shit, it turned into a. Got out of ghost form.
I was hungry.
I don't think he would have lived through it.
All right.
So,
Well,
Love him across.
I saw
All
a
right.
demon up there. We probably don't want to go up there right now.
all right, easy enough. You grab him by the hands and you just drag his ass across the pit,
We'll fly over.
and the rest of you guys fly over.
And I'm just gonna fly right on out of here.
As you come around the corner here, there is a slight breeze blowing up or blowing down a tunnel. It's slightly warmer than the air that you are currently standing in.
Yes, because this is how we get the hell out of here. I'm flying up.
Is this where we came in?
Nope, that's not where you came in.
Isn't there people we left at the other entrance that we still need to save and possibly get paid for?
Oh,
You did leave other people at the other
You
hole.
guys want to do that?
I
As
mean,
well.
it's up to you guys
Can
how
I-
you handle it.
Can I peek up here? Here. So you don't have to change the map, but if I go and peek, do I see anything worth going for?
Back up there is heading back up into, or it's heading into another layer of these caves. It's definitely higher, so it's making your way out, like you're leaving the
Uh-huh.
cavern network.
Okay. I'm gonna make a mental note.
As
Which
I
way
don't
can we-
remember where we going, I ask Lacuna if she remembers where we were to go to get the hell out of here. The way we.
We're not.
You guys didn't pass this way on the way down, so. Sorry,
This is wrong.
We
Lacuna's
here,
back.
though.
Sorry, Lacuna. I
This is-
didn't realize you were back.
What is this place?
That place, as you enter that area, it's cold as fox, but Sandor did attempt to step into that area, so he would be familiar with it, because he has seen that room.
Still cold as fuck.
Is it
But it's on the way
something-
toward where you guys came from.
I'm going this way.
All right, Sinestra, making your way up, you do find your way back toward the entrance of that cavern where that air elemental was.
Thanks.
You just want to let the other guys know, it's like to follow you kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, come with me. I lead you to safety. I'm also a ghost. Woo.
So as you are trying to say this, all they hear is.
Okay, I'm gonna give a nice warm push in this direction. Ding.
As you are trying to push them, Sander, you come around the corner and they recognize you immediately.
What the hell are you trying to do?
Oh God, help us, please! We can't get out of here. I see the light above us, but I can't get out that way.
Hold
I'm
on.
blowing their hair all over the place and just messing with them. Just
There's a ghost. I'm messing with you. Pay it no mind. It's that begging for
Where's,
attention.
where's there a ghost here? Is it gonna kill us?
Nah, he's alright.
I don't like
I'm
this.
gonna blow softly into one of their ears.
Now he's whispering sweet nothings into your ear.
They're both women. One of them screeches really fucking loud in your ear.
In my ear?
No, in Sandor's ear. You don't have ears right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just gonna keep fucking with him, like give him the chills. And
But don't worry, he's into men.
I'm super uncomfortable.
Is that helping? Can we get out of here, please? I just want to go home.
Alright. I'm not gonna get you out of here.
But we gotta go this other way.
Isn't this when we came in, though?
Well,
So there should be a way out.
We can't get back out
directly
that way.
above you guys
Why?
is that hole that led down here. The runes that had enchanted that thing there to be like a slow fall effect, essentially, have since faded.
Yeah, we gotta get the fuck out. We gotta go this way.
Could I potentially lift these two up that hole?
You said it
It
was like 30 feet, wasn't it?
I mean, that hole there all the way up is 90 feet
Yeah,
from floor to top. You
I'll
could
rush through.
probably carry one of them up, but it's going to take you a while to get them up there.
Can I just fast forward, escort these two to the other hole?
You want to escort them down to the other pathway?
Yeah,
All right.
if that's where we're going.
Yeah, I'll just move you guys there. As you make your way through this hall, what was before a freezing cold room has now turned to a tropical warm climate. It's very uncomfortable. It's extremely humid. But
What?
Okay, fuck that.
you slosh your way through it and get the hell out of it, and as you are leaving the room behind you, you see the water on the far side crystallize and begin to freeze as the temperature drops drastically.
Oh, I'm
fuck is
hanging out in
going
that
on?
room.
The fuck is going on in this game?
I'm gonna watch this room for a second while they make their way, and try to figure out what's going on. Where did that room go? It's this way.
As you are watching the room, as the water begins to thaw again, several bloated bodies just go bloop, 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 and come to the surface of the water.
What the fuck? Can I see at the bottom of the water?
Yeah, looking into the bottom of the water, there are charred skeletons. Like burnt, charred skeletons.
Okay then.
They're
Does
small,
this
like
get does
they.
this room get super hot?
But as it is now, it has turned to a very humid, almost. The water's beginning to boil. It's almost like as if you were inside an oven at this point. You
It's
see
like a
steam
sauna.
coming off. No, the water is straight, like
Well, can I rest
rapidly
here?
boiling.
I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit and take a slight rest,
Well,
just as a wisp.
as you as 15 minutes or so pass, as the temperature reaches its peak, a few seconds later, you feel it begin to steadily drop down again. Another 4 or 5 minutes pass, and the water begins to crystallize and freeze over. The bodies once again sink down into the water as a sheet of ice coats over it. The temperature lowers steadily, and you see icicles begin to form in the air around you.
It's wonderful.
You think to yourself, if it weren't for the fact that you are impervious to these elemental changes, it would be very uncomfortable to be standing here.
Yeah, I like this spot now. Use my little rest time.
Alright, anyway, as you are fucking around with that, the rest of you guys are, I'm assuming you're going to ascend.
Yes, and I'm gonna help these two people.
Alright, as you guys make your way through, I'm going to turn the page. As I change the page of the book, you guys are changing pages.
Oh, perfect.
Um,
I'm gonna
oh,
follow them after I have my little rest, since it takes them fucking forever.
I need to change this character here over back to Sandor. Because I had these set up for Thalon beforehand. Where are my NPC tokens? There they are. Here's Mr. Sandor. I didn't think to change this.
So did Zirio ever come out of the wisp form, or does he like that?
She's just slowly bobbing around. He's quiet as a wind, and it's making you very eerily uncomfortable with how much quieter he is than the rest of you.
What do you mean? He's just quiet about because he's wind?
Giant lacuna.
The rest of you guys are like whipping around here, and there's a very noticeable audible tone to the wind that's coming from you. But from him, it's just like there's no sound. There are moments where you forget he's there at all. All right, I think everybody should have sight in their character now. Lacuna, you got a character? You able to move?
Hold on. I don't see.
Got it.
I'm sorry. That's why I'm like all the way zoomed out. Hold on.
Yeah, I changed the map. Oh, let me open this up.
I can see my character.
Can you move your character?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you. Alright, so as you guys climb out of this pit, you find yourselves standing on the remains of the giant skeleton of a worm. This thing
Oh, wonderful.
is probably like, I mean, it's long dead. If you guys want, you can roll nature to see how long it's been dead, but it's the length of this thing is probably upwards of 500-600 feet long. Following the skeleton, it does curve and curl, and at the end of the bones down here where Sinestra is, they go straight up into the roof through the top of the cavern.
So can we get out this way?
You can climb the skeleton up and see.
I mean, I can fly up there. I'm gonna fly up there and see.
All right, fly up. You find yourself in the familiar dwarven ruins that the cultists had been occupying.
come down. Hey guys.
Is there a way up there?
I'm gonna. Well, can you understand Orin?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. There's a way up there.
Or I'll get the others. All right, I'm down that way. There's a way out. I'm gonna say it 2 times for those, some for the air people, and another time for the human.
As you say it, the humans can hear it. They just dash to the end and begin frantically starting to climb their way out.
Oh well, that was quick.
I mean, they're ready to get the fuck out of here.
And what are you? What are those?
As you take your wispy form around the corner, there are 4 dancing longswords just whipping around in the air. Every now and then they just swing at ghosts, the bones of whatever happens to be left in there, or they spark off of each other.
I'm gonna go this way.
All right, so is
Going
the
that way.
consensus
Dancing longboards.
to get out of here then?
And that's cool.
All right.
I think
I'm
we
okay.
can get
I'm
the hell outta
okay.
here.
Yeah, I've been here in this ruins too long.
Okay, so you guys come to the end down here. As you slowly climb your way up the remains of El Skeletanto, the giant worm skeleton, you find yourselves back up inside the Temple of the Howling Winds as the page changes. Alright, then you gotta figure out where the fuck you guys are at on this page.
I don't want to test one of those swords.
Kind of want my fucking books back, Sinestra.
Oh, when we get out of here, I'll give them back to you.
When you guys aren't a ball of air.
Alright,
Lay this all out right now, and you can give me my books.
hold on, I gotta make sure everyone here's got the right shit on them.
Would you want the books? They've been inside of him now.
Sandor, Lacuna.
Listen, if he wants my grandmother inside of him, that's his business.
Seems like a thing.
There it goes. That goddamn fog of war. Alright, I need to take everybody here, and we're just going to move you over to the right spot on the map where you're supposed to be. Whee! Plop. Alright,
Oh, that's just disgusting. We came out of its mouth.
as you guys come to the top, you find the fossilized remains, but there are still bits of teeth and dangling bits of flesh and the like on the end of it, of a giant purplish looking worm that is sticking out of the cave. There are various spears and swords and like those stuck in it. It appears that whoever sensed this thing coming through just ambushes us coming through the ground and brutally murdered it. It did.
Are any of the teeth good for dagger?
Roll nature check.
I have to figure out what my nature check is.
Are any of the swords or whatever's in its hide any?
You can roll a history check on those weapons to see if any of them are good.
Plus 3, 14.
The weapons you're looking at, they're all of dwarven make. They're all fine steel weapons. They're perfectly serviceable. There's 3 or 4 hand axes, a couple of battle axes, and 2 long swords, 1 spear jabbed in it. They're not magical by any means, but they're of sufficient quality.
I'll take a battle axe. Is the battle axe 2-handed or 1-handed?
It's a one-handed weapon.
I'll take the battle axe.
I'll add a battle axe to you. Sinestra, as you're inspecting the body of this thing in your wispy ghostly form, you have a hard time picking out if any of them are of sufficient quality, as you are currently a ghost, like a ball of air. If you want to actually handle them, you'll probably have to leave that form.
I'm just gonna ask my friend here. The teeth are good for dagger.
How would I check that?
Nature check.
Nature. I want to stay a wisp as long as possible.
My nature is +3, so 22.
All right, yeah. As you're reaching around inside the mouth, you do find there are 3 rather large in sizes. They're like a foot and a half long. You think if you found a smith of sufficient skill, you could probably craft these things into like a short sword or dagger if you wanted to do so.
I'll take a few.
All right,
Oh
so
man.
What'd you say?
I'm going to add into your other possessions 3 large purple worm teeth.
Okay.
There you go. You might have to refresh your page to see it, but they are added to your inventory.
I'm just gonna fly on out of here. Hey, it's Phil.
It's the dead guys where you stole their ID tag.
I
I'm
motion
Tom.
for the other ones to follow closely and to not mind the bodies.
Probably be happy about that. The bodies.
Oh, hey, it's this room.
Yeah, we're back in here.
I feel like I missed. No, you guys have already ran off. Lacuna, are you back?
I didn't leave.
Or you disconnected from the thing for a second?
Oh, I was restarting because I can't see anything on the screen. I thought I did something wrong.
Oh no, they're just on the other side of the map. All right, so you guys are just making your way through here, I take it.
Yeah,
We're getting the fuck out of here.
just
is
get the
what we're
hell
doing.
out of here.
All right. Well then, why don't we just move everyone to the front of this piss hole?
Wait, what was? Did we ever get into this room?
Hold on a second, I'll tell you.
What room?
Can I try to
Oh.
convince Sinestra to give me my shit back?
You're
You.
gonna get it back as soon as we're out of here.
Now.
All right, which room are you looking at? That's the other side of the doors that lead into that giant cathedral. They're open currently.
Oh, can I walk in here?
Yeah, I mean that's the pit that went down that you guys jumped down is in the center of that
Oh
room.
yeah. I forgot about that.
Okay, I have
specific-
no idea where I'm going anymore.
All right, give
Can
me
you
a.
please warp me back?
Yeah, I'll move you.
I'm super.
Oh my
super
God, that
familiar.
was wrong. I moved your character or token like grew like crazy.
It's that guy that I killed.
It's those guys that you murdered horrifically.
Did we run into
Oh,
the
what
guys that
the-
were holed up on our way here?
Yeah, as you're flying through the pathway, there are those various Kenkus, as you know they are now, are just squawking and yelling at you as you're running down the
No, I'm
cave.
talking about the other people we freed that were holed up in the one room.
No, they're still held up in the back room there, waiting for you to inform them.
Okay, we need to go back there then, or one of us
You-
remembers
you
where.
can head on back.
I mean, technically, your character wouldn't know that because he wasn't present.
That's a good point.
Oh, should we take Orzal?
All right, so as you guys are chashing out here, what about those gentlemen we freed from the what was that thing? It was a
Gonna
giant
push Orzal
stone.
with my windy wind.
You blow hard.
Or push him through the door. Yeah, I blow hard.
All right, all right,
Wow.
I'm going. All right, so Orzal, are you guys just gonna have Orzal walk his ass back there?
I'll go with
Yeah,
him.
he's 10 years younger. Look at him. He's spry as a young.
All right, so we're gonna have
But now
Orzal
it's just these two guys with 4 little wind balls.
move
just
your way
hanging out in
back
the room.
to the room. So he comes walking. He goes, excuse me, gentlemen, but I believe we found the women that you are looking for. They are at the front door. And they all just, about damn time, let's get out of here.
And now we leave.
All right, I'll just drag everybody. Whee! So you guys make your way out of El Tempelo. Alright, you step outside, you are once again on the giant stone, whatever the hell it's called, platform outside of these caves. I'm going to change page again. There are no tokens on this page, it's just a giant fucking map. You are all over on the upper right side of the map where you come out of the waterfalls here. You're standing on a giant stone platform. There are various bits of bird droppings and the like of where the mounts you had ridden here appear to have left something behind for you Beyond that, there is no sign of them.
Are they back at the rook tower?
You don't know. There are no sign of the mounts. You do see the carcass of one of them. It's picked clean.
Wonderful.
Beyond that, there is no sign of them. You are currently standing. From where you are at, there are probably 400 or 500 steps that just wind their way down to the bottom of the valley and follow the river out of it. You're on a giant stone platform at the top of it, standing outside of
Okay.
these dwarven ruins.
Over to the tower and see if the horses are okay.
So you guys gonna hike your way back to the tower?
And they don't have
Yep.
to hike back. I could fly over there if you guys don't want to hike.
I mean, they got to get there eventually anyway, right?
True.
As it stands currently, as you step outside, it is early morning, like probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. The sun is just barely beginning to crest over this valley here. Little bits of ray and soft sunlight are peeking over the edge of the canyon. It's early as fox. You guys suddenly feel exhausted and tired. With the exception of Orzal, you are all very hungry. Excuse me, very hungry. As you have eaten through the rations you brought with you. You spent the better part of 6 days inside those caverns, tunnels.
Oh boy, we need to get some food at the tower.
How long has it been since he cast his spell? I'm just curious.
His spell has got maybe 30 minutes left on it at this point. Counting all that running around you guys were doing out in the caves and whatnot. You would have a sense of how long your spell has left on it.
So do I think I have enough to get to the tower?
You feel like you probably have enough to get to like the end of the canyon here, but you're not making it all the way to the tower.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna make sure that.
You've got 6 people with you currently, 2 women and 4 men. They're all ranging between early 20s to late 30s, maybe early 40s. They appear to be various farmers or noblemen.
You're gonna be so freaked out. Okay, all right. I'm gonna drop out of the mist form, and I'm still disguised as the queen.
All right, so you're gonna stay disguised as the queen. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as immediately you come out. One of them turns and goes, "Oh shit!" The whole car cocks and just smashes you in the face with his fist.
Fuck ever, I can't dodge it.
He rolled a 19 on his attack.
The fuck, asshole.
To be
What
fair,
the hell is your problem?
You
be
kidnapped
fair-
us. And he's
Not, no.
he's-
Could have dispelled the disguise.
oh god, he cocks back to punching his. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I thought you were her.
again. Hit him again. Hit him again.
With that, it's early morning. If you guys wanted to take your time hiking back, you would probably get back to that tower by like late evening. I would say 4 or 5 o'clock or so at night.
Where's my books?
I'm
will
gonna start
hand over-
hiking.
I'll hand over of her books.
What was that? You cut out.
I want all of my books, not just 3 of my books.
But that's all I have.
You're a liar and you know it. Can I roll persuasion on him to get
You
all
can
my
roll
stuff back?
Insight on him to see if he has more books.
What do I roll for that?
What's your insight check? Insight's where the hell are you at in insight? +5? Yeah, so roll d20, add 5 to it. It's a 15. Sinestra, are you going to attempt to deceive her further, or what are you doing?
Oh yes.
Roll deception against it.
Oh yes. I'm very sorry for anything that's about to happen.
Well, she matched you, so she knows that you are lying.
Oh no.
I'm gonna start hiking and
Okay,
let it
just
sort
one
itself
more.
out.
As you
Just
are
one.
doing that, Zero and Cloudwin are following you with the rest of the humans as well. They've had enough. Rizzo's with you, leaving the two of them up there arguing over books.
There's one more book here, and then
I
I'm
kind
just
of
gonna
call
start-
back over my shoulder, get a room.
I'm getting food. We get to the tower, and I'm raiding their kitchen.
Can I cast rebuke on Mega?
No, he did not physically assault you.
He hurt my feelings.
Your fifis are not a trigger for the spell. I'm sorry.
Alright. So what about my books though? Do I get all of them back? Or do I just persuade him?
He said he gave them all back to you, didn't he?
No, I gave her one additional one.
Oh, one additional one. How many books have you stolen of hers?
I took 10 in all. I gave her 2 so far, and then another 4. So that's 8. I still have 2 more.
I would like to roll persuasion to get my shit back, seriously.
All right, roll persuasion check.
Is it another 20 plus my whatever?
Yeah, or 20 plus persuasion, which is plus 7 for you, so 20 plus 7.
Yep, you got them all back.
You rolled
Damn,
a
son.
9, yeah. Okay. So Sinestra
It's
returns
the
your books.
lowest roll I could have possibly rolled.
Yeah. Okay. So you have returned Lacuna's items to her. English is hard. Anyway, while you guys are doing this, the rest of the group is about halfway down the steps now, making their way toward the canyon floor.
Can I give Sinestra his armor now?
I guess technically we could say you've made the armor. Yeah, you want to give him the armor?
You have it. It's in my inventory.
Yeah, I'm just saying, do you want it? We'll just give it to him, yeah.
Yes. So
Oh, thank you.
I hand Sinestra a very well made suit of armor with a giant, glaring, dragon encrusted, oversized codpiece attached to it.
Does it have a nut cup?
It does. It has a codpiece. It's basically a nut cup. It's an ornate one that just points out to everyone, this is my penis and this is how big I think you want it to be. It should look.
All right, it's in your inventory. You might have to refresh to see it. So you still have one suit of armor on you, Lacuna then. One suit of that mithril chain armor.
Did I make that for Mega or myself?
You made yourself some adamantine scale mail armor, which you are currently wearing.
Oh, by the way, of Windvane that I picked up any good for anything?
What's that?
Of Windvane any good for anything?
You destroyed that, buddy.
Oh, the shard of Windvane? No, that was basically just what was left of a container inside the spear was the ritual that gave you that feat.
Oh, okay.
It was just basically like a spell scroll, a scroll case, for lack of better words, that was built into the staff. The only way it was going to get revealed was if the staff was broken. But the scroll and all that component shit's gone now. It's basically a one-time use thing. I think that other mithril chain shirt was made for Sirio. I forget who you said you were going to make it for.
Yeah, it was Syria.
All right. Oh, he's halfway down the, canyon floor here. They're making their way out while you guys are still up there.
Oh. Are we all headed towards town finally?
They're all making their way back toward the giant stone spire currently. Which, as you come, I'm going to say it takes you guys roughly 2 hours or so hiking to get to the end of the canyon here And as you come to the end of the canyon, it's roughly 6, maybe 7 o'clock. Oh, Lacuna, you would know because of keen mind. It's 6:30 in the morning from the way the sun is in the sky right now. You can tell directly to your west, you can see that stone spire rising up and the clouds beginning to the morning mist burning away, giving way to the pearly ivory exterior of the spire.
I take it I'm just following everyone else then.
I mean, you guys are all just hiking your way around. Your belly's grumbling, and it's an utterly miserable walk. You've been trouncing around for the better part of almost 2 days now, just walking.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat as much as I can when I get to that.
I'm going to do. Yeah, this will be fun. As you are muttering about, arguing, and grumbling about your food, as you're walking through some bushes, there are various bits of berries, and Zero just kind of like, without even looking, reaches over and grabs a handful and then just starts popping them in his mouth and eating them casually as he's walking along.
I'm gonna grab some berries too. Hey, I've got survival, so let's see what we got.
Roll survival check. Oh yeah. So you see the bush he picked the berries off of. You go over there and investigate it. You saw the ones that he grabbed where they were plump. They had a bluish red hue to them. You assume they're probably the ripe ones from the ones he grabbed. There are berries that are slightly smaller. They look a little harder in texture. They're bright red. You think to yourself, yeah, eat them. I'm gonna have the shits for a week. You grab a handful of the.
If it's red, you're gonna be dead.
You grab a handful of the bluish purple looking ones and happily snack away. They're sweet. They've got a little bit of a tart aftertaste to them, but aside from that, they're pretty good.
I'm gonna start now that I've got that idea in my head. Thanks, Zirio. I'm gonna start looking around for other stuff to eat. And I just rolled a 20.
Oh God. So as you are eating your berries, in the stream to your left, you see some fish just swimming along. A couple of them breach the water and splash around, and they're swimming happily along.
You know, I've got an idea since I've rested. I think that's probably time for another Eldritch Blast.
You're gonna shoot fish with an Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, it's like fishing with grenades.
Shoot your Eldritch Blast.
Hold on. I've got to get that +8 back again.
All right, you hit the fish. Roll your damage.
5, 11.
So you Eldritch Blast into the water where the fish is at, and you hit it square on. There's a big splash, and as you say, it's like a grenade hitting the water, followed by a fine red mist in the air, and the water
Any of
turns
the other
red.
fish stunned?
The rest of the fish are fucking gone.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Between eating berries, Zero's gonna want to go to way to catch fish.
Yep, it's actually a perfect way to catch fish.
I don't think so.
You catch a fish then.
All right, sure. He goes through the motions of pulling the bow of air out. As it's now in broad daylight, the bow is substantially larger than it was before. I mean, it looks like a full-on longbow, and it's more solid. The string itself looks as if it's made of a core of electricity. Turns and sees a fish is in the water there, lets loose and hits the water. And the 4 fish go bloop, 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 bloop to the top of the
I'm
water.
gonna grab all 4 of them.
2 of them are mine.
You didn't catch them.
He turns and levels the bow at you. 2 of them are mine.
No, I already handed him the 2 fish. He didn't have to level the bow at me.
Alright, so as you're doing that, he's raising the bow in your direction as you're handing them. He's okay. Takes the fish. So you have 2 slightly broiled fish You think they might actually be somewhat cooked.
Nice.
Actually, let's do this.
I'm gonna,
Yeah, they're cooked. The lightning cooked them.
yeah, I'm digging in on one of the fish.
Are there any other fish in the area?
Well, as you are doing that and salivating, looking at the fish, Cyril just hands you one of the fish. He gives the other one to Lacuna. And continues eating his berries, just walking toward the tower.
I'm gonna give one to Orzal. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna give one to the other guy.
The group of
What's his
people.
name?
Oh, Kaladwin?
Yeah.
All right. Now, as you
And,
guys,
do
it's
these group of people look hungry? 'Cause,
oh yeah, they look famished, like they are drooling watching you guys with these fish. I mean, they're beyond between disbelief and just like, they've just had fucking enough of everything.
Is there any other fish in the stream?
Some berries.
Uh, roll a perception check to see if there's more fish.
Wonderful. Here we go. I don't see shit.
You don't see shit. In fact, you're pretty sure that the noise they made has scared away any other fish in the area.
What else is there to eat around here?
Looking around the clearing where you are currently at, there are 2 more bushes that are of those berries.
I
Beyond
just
that,
point at those berries and say, pick the blue and purple ones.
you guys just want to make camp here for a little bit and actually like take some time to forage and eat.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea.
I'm gonna make those people pick their own food.
Does anybody have? What do you guys have equipment wise to set a camp up?
I have survival skills. I can make a camp.
Yeah, so you guys, if you wanted to, you guys can roll survival to put a campfire and shit together. I mean, it's early morning. You guys are probably pretty fucking hungry at this point.
That's my 24.
Yeah, easily enough.
Campfire.
So, as they're going to pick the berries, you just quickly take some rocks, make a little ring, set up a teepee style with a little campfire tent, and snap your fingers, a little bit of eldritch energy, and light the fire. The rest of the people gather around it. Zero between the bears. I'm gonna go hunting. This is good. I can shoot for something here. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna go find something to eat. As he's walking away, he reaches over there and plucks a berry from the pile of berries that one of the people have been gathering. Pops in his mouth and just keeps going.
What a dick. I like him. I like him so much.
I'm gonna roll a stealth check for him.
Sorry, that was a misclick.
Oh yeah. As you guys are looking at him, he just vanishes into the bushes. Alright, well he's off doing that. Anything else you guys want to do? You're sitting here at a campfire.
I'm gonna take a seat and I'm going to summon my familiar.
Easy enough. Once you cast that familiar ritual, any point in time you want the familiar to come to you, it's basically like a little pocket dimension. It's a creature of the Feywild. So you just kind of
So
like
it doesn't have a time where it just vanishes, right?
no, unless it dies, it's with
Okay.
you at all times. Whether it's physically with you or not is up to for lack of a better, we're just gonna say it's up to you.
Okay.
Unless you're at a point where the bird like sees it, it wants to actually be out flying around and shit. Otherwise, it's in the Feywild until you call it.
Okay. I call my bird and I send it up to the air and trying to get a look at where we are and if there's anything potentially hostile around us.
Roll a perception check for the bird. I added that bird to your character sheet under creatures.
My perception's +4, so a 10.
You're using the bird's perception.
Oh, the bird's perception. Let me see.
It's plus
Okay,
3.
It's +3.
So 9. So you summon your raven, send it flying in the air, and you do your fun little trance thing when you look through its eyes. It's still pretty early in the morning. Like I said, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning at this point. The morning mists are just beginning to burn off of the valley. From what you can tell, there's nothing immediately in the area up to the extent of the bird's vision. You don't see anything. The river extends forward another 200 feet or so downstream and back up into the canyon. Nothing is an immediate threat that you can tell.
All right. I'm gonna call it down and start petting it because I can.
Sure, go for it. The little raven comes down and perches on your knee. You just lightly stroke its head with your plate mail finger. Anything else you guys want to do?
Can I wander off to find a place to soak my feet?
You guys are right. You're like maybe 60 feet from the edge of a nice calm stream. You just want to go find a rock to plop on and soak your feet?
Let me rephrase. Let me find a nice quiet spot where I don't have to look at the rest of my group and soak my feet.
Oh boy.
Roll a survival
Sorry.
check. I want to
I'm
see if
mentally
you get
st-
lost. We'll see if you get lost.
Oh boy. This is gonna be good.
+2 to your survival. Alright, so you take a look around. You've had enough of these fucking people. So you walk out toward the edge of the stream and you just follow the stream down off to the west a little bit until you can no longer hear their incessant chattering and kick your boots off and plop down, soak your feet in the stream. Easy enough.
Can I summon my kitten?
Yeah. Your kittens. Okay. So you go through your incantations and your little mechanical flying kitten just kind of pops out of nowhere basically and just appears in the ground next to you and it's immediately begins fucking with a rock, just batting it around with its little metal ball. You're tink 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 tink, and bloop as it goes in the water.
Perfect.
It begins occupying itself with kicking other shit into the river.
Unintended. Picked.
Anybody else?
I am going to try to talk, pray to Titania and mess around with my new wind powers. See what I can do.
What are you gonna try and say to Titania?
Well, thanks. And also, a little warning next time. Probably not. I'm just gonna be like, this is the one entity in all of existence that I am like super respectful to.
You don't really have a verbal response, but the feeling you get is just like someone gives you like style, like yeah, fuck you too, buddy, kind of shit-eating grin. Like I helped you, suck it up and deal with it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I like Titania.
Beyond that, you have Lacuna's custom mithril armor with the massively oversized codpiece. If you want to try and put that on, Lacuna,
Well,
you
I'm
do have the other suit of mithril armor as well in your possession.
But Zeno's out hunting.
Yeah, he's out hunting right now.
Did any of us see her leave the camp, by the way?
She didn't make any effort to be quiet or stealthy about it. She just walked off.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely saw it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would have seen her walk off. So nothing else from anybody else?
I think we want to wait for Zero to come back with food and then rest.
All right. Let's do this. I'm just gonna roll his survival skill. Oh, it was almost good. At least
It was almost.
yeah, I have the 3D dice on my screen. It was on 17 for half a second, then I rolled over to 3.
How do you even turn that on?
It's under the settings, my settings, and then there's enable 3D dice. I think it's more visually appealing for people watching the stream.
automatically roll 3D dice.
Okay. So after about an hour or so of you guys dicking around here at the camp, it's about 8 o'clock or so in the morning, and he comes back eating another handful of berries. Hey guys, you find anything?
Did you?
Maybe.
Well, you did say you were going to bring something back.
I did. Look, I got berries.
Perfect. I mean, I'm set. I had a lot of berries, some fish, a bunch of stuff that I stole from Orzal.
How dare you?
The secret shrooms.
Those secret shrooms. He still has he's got
8 of
5
them.
shrooms left.
Nice.
So as you guys are
Hold on. I kind of I'm gonna get up from and kind of have my raven go to the side, and I kind of tuck Orzol away and go. Do you know what some of those mushrooms do? Because if not, we have some test subjects.
are you asking Orzol?
Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what they do. This one is blue, this one is green, this one is red, and this one is yellow.
That's the color, not what they do.
Oh, see, red one heals you. Okay? The green one makes you heroic. And he strikes a pose, holding it above his head. The yellow one gives you the shits. And
You
the
should give the yellow one to Sirio.
the blue one does this, and he points to his hair.
It
For
dyes
how
your hair.
long?
He shrugs. I don't know, but I felt quite springy and vibrant when I ate it, and I got all my spells back, so I'm saving it for an emergency.
That's good. You should give the yellow one to someone else. Eat that and then spend the entire night in the John.
You could steal back the books if you gave it to Lacuna.
True. True.
Excuse me.
You're not here to
Excuse
hear
the
this.
messenger that's here.
Oh no, this is me just commenting.
Okay. roll a
Actually,
roll a d20
that
for me. Sandor, roll a d20 for me. Just straight d20.
Oh lord.
So while you guys are having this argument over who should eat the yellow mushroom or not, Orzol has put them down with his pack on the ground and sat down. Your raven is picking at the yellow mushroom.
Hey, stop that! I tried to shoot the bird away.
Just flutters off.
I'm gonna grab the yellow mushroom.
You just gotta take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it and hold it up in my hand and say, we could find a pretty good use for this. And I just look at Orzol with like a like a shit-eating grin.
I'm not sure it's a good idea for you to have that.
I'm gonna persuade him to give it to me.
Where's Orzol at?
Oh wait, was that my actual persuasion?
This is gonna be his insight against your persuasion. No. He takes it back, puts it in his bag.
I'll give you a few gold for it.
You're
And
gonna.
he goes to sleep. I'll figure things out.
Anyway, as you guys are doing that, he's eating his berries. He takes his backpack that he had over his shoulder, whoops it around, and pulls out a couple of small bags and it means like cloth, and unrolls it, and there are 3 rabbits that just kind of roll out onto the dirt next to the campfire.
Sirio did?
Yep.
Cooked.
What's that?
I'm gonna ask him how he wants his cooked.
Chef's choice. And it keeps popping berries.
Say what?
Chef's choice.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cook it real damn nice.
You gotta cook
This
it
one is-
real damn
this first-
raw.
No, this first one is for Orzal and Caladwin's to share.
It's a little burnt. I mean, it's still serviceable. It's not black, but it's still burnt.
This next one is for Zirio.
Alright, that one's cooked to perfection.
This last one, I'm gonna take myself.
There you go. That one's cooked pretty damn good as well.
And I mean, we could probably share that out a bit, but Lacuna's not here, so God, I keep forgetting all the names.
For the sake of continuity, I'm going to write them down right now. We have Fred's going to be one of them. I had names for these other NPCs because they're a part of the fucking storyline, but I don't know where they're at right now. There are the two women. There's Fred and there's two guys.
Oh, Fred is in there. I thought we killed Fred.
No, it's a different Fred.
That's Fred.
Perfect.
Do you have one of the? Did you steal his name tag?
I think he's got Tony's name tag.
Oh damn.
I have Tony's name tag. Yeah.
All right. Well, the two girls. One of them is wearing like the tattered remains of like some noblewoman's clothing. The other one looks as though she might have been like a servant or a tradeswoman from what's left of her clothing. One of the men has a very noble look to him. Again, the clothing is tattered and torn from when they were taken. The other three look to be farmers, farmhands.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Sandor and just say, how do we want to split these two that I did? You know, like the one that I didn't really cook very well. First of all.
I'd probably give it to the farmhands if anyone else doesn't want.
Yeah. Okay. So we can give the one that I kind of charred a little bit to those four to split amongst them.
They don't even argue. They just fucking chow it down. It's been so long since they had a good meal.
I figured. And then like the third one that I cooked, we can split between.
I still have my fish, don't I?
Yeah, you still have a
Yeah, you
fish.
can fish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna eat my fish.
We'll do Kaladwin and I. We'll split that one, and then I'll just give the other one, the really good one, to Ziria and say, you caught it. You get the good one.
He takes a bite of it. Pretty good. And then walks over and hands it to the two girls. I'm
Alright.
gonna scout my way to the tower here and see if it's safe all the way down and back. I don't know. I'll go maybe half a mile.
I'm gonna save a little for Lacuna, like
I
a
am-
leg or something.
I'm a motion for my raven, and I'm gonna tell it to go find Lacuna, and it goes to go.
Lacuna, as you are sitting there soaking your feet, your little mechanical cat has basically cleared the shoreline of any small stones you can find and dunked them in the river. Another small cat, it's white with little blue dots, just poof, and just appears sitting at your feet, looks up at you, cocks his head, as if asking, "What are you doing?" And then a raven kind of flies overhead.
I look down on the cat. Is there something I can assist you with today?
Oh my god, it's coming through. Work has changed you.
Uh,
Do you want to go back and see how much I did today? I don't want to hear.
Oh no, I know how much you did.
so, as you are asking the small little white cat, it kind of ignores you and goes over there and begins sniffing your metallic cat.
I scoop my metallic kitten and give the living kitten a very stern look. No.
And again, he cocks his head and looks at you like with a very curious, inquisitive look, and then it's gone, and then it's on your shoulder, looking down and batting at the wing of your mechanical cat.
My raven now flies down and looks at you suspiciously, also at the cat.
I'm gonna talk to this cat tonight. By the way, guys,
Cat
I'm doing
whisperer.
it. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Anyway, Lacuna, is there anything else you'd like to do on your own little secluded spot here?
I would like to know what the hell this cat's deal is.
It's just right now it's poking at your mechanical cat, trying to figure out what the hell's going on with it.
It's being a cat.
It's just like
Cat
playfully batting its
randomly
paw at it.
teleported to my shoulder. Can I roll?
It's a magical cat.
If you
I'm a
want,
magical cat.
you can roll nature if you want to see if you can figure out what the hell this cat is.
Okay, hold on.
You have a +5 to your nature check.
I think I win.
Yes, you win. So you are familiar with various bits of magical creatures and the like, mostly because of your younger siblings declaring and seeing them in picture books that they want it, they want it, they want it, they want it now. Between the odd yellings of they want things like unicorns and flying Pegasus to carry them off to their classes and the like and play around town. One of the creatures you recall them talking about was called a blink dog, a canine of the Feywild that has the ability to teleport at will. This feline is a far rarer creation of the Feywild, but it is what is commonly called a misty cat. It has the same basic ability as a blink dog, where it can step through the Feywild, perceiving looks like it's teleporting. As a movement action instead of walking.
Okay.
That's cool.
I give the cat on my shoulder a look, and then release my homunculus mechanical tiny adorable flying kitten so it can flutter around and shrug my shoulders and put my boots back on. I guess it's time for me to go back. I continue to completely ignore the raven.
Oh,
The raven pecks at you.
you're also aware that this misty cat, from your nature check, understands the language of Sylvan.
Speak Sylvan?
You don't, but you know, as with all creatures of the Feywild, that they understand the Sylvan tongue.
Well, I guess I should probably go back and see if anyone there speaks Sylvan in the group. Apparently, since I don't know my teammates for shit. And
We already know that Syria does, but you don't.
yeah, I don't pay attention to you guys. Fuck that shit. I start making my way back to the group.
Alright, as you make your way back to the group, they are finishing up an impromptu breakfast, basically.
I come up behind them, not sneaking at all, and clear my throat and say, "Do any of you speak Sylvan by chance?"
Without answering her, I just shove a rabbit leg into her hands.
I contemplate hitting him over the head with the rabbit leg.
And if you're not hungry, I'll eat it.
I shake my head and sit down to start eating the rabbit leg.
As you are eating, Zirio perks up and to answer your question, yes.
Zerio, friend, buddy, old pal. Do you know what this thing wants? It just kind of poofed into existence and it keeps trying to attack my cat, and I'm a little sore about that.
Muslims? She probably just wants to play.
Oh, this is your thing.
He nods.
Pick the cat back up by the scruff and gently place it over next to him.
As you go to pick it up by the scruff, it goes and it's out of your grasp, and it's sitting on the ground next to your cat, just staring at it.
I pick my cat back up protectively.
This is like the ultimate cat troll.
It really is. I pick my cat up protectively,
I think she just wants to play. She says eats berries.
And you can find another cat to play with. This one is mine.
I almost feel bad for that cat.
I'll say she wants to play. And I pick up a branch with a leaf on it, shaking it a little bit, like a cat toy.
It turns and looks at you. It gives you this look like it's almost as if you've insulted it. Snubs its nose, turns around, goes sits down next to Zero and just curls up.
Rude. I'm gonna ask it what's its problem, and I'm gonna cast tongues.
You haven't heard anybody speak in Sylvan.
I'm about to ask. I'm asking it. As soon as it answers.
Okay, so you're casting tongues.
I mean, when it answers, yeah. If it doesn't answer, I'm not gonna waste my spell.
Well, your spell has to be in effect, whether it answers or not. Are you going to cast tongues?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So you're casting tongues upon yourself, basically here.
And I've got to touch it.
You just got to touch yourself because whatever creature, what grants the creature you
Yeah,
touch the
okay.
ability to
I
understand and
touch
speak language.
myself.
You touch yourself as you cast tongues. As you do so, you hear a very foreign voice. It doesn't have that typical elvish tint to it. It has a kind of a haughty, superior tone. And it answers, "Who wants to play with a stick?" How dare you?
The stick could be pretty fun.
Not nearly as fun as whatever that is. And it like snubs its nose up in the direction of that mechanical kitten that Lacuna is holding very protectively.
I look over at Caladwin. Yeah. Or Sandor. Bird.
Sandor and his bird?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell the cat, if you want to play with something really fun, try to catch the bird.
It licks its paw and just starts like cleaning its face. That's no fun.
A lazy cat.
You know how easy it is to catch that slow creature? And so it just kind of like licks its paw and washes its face.
I'm gonna look it straight on and just be like, catch it in 20 seconds.
What's in it for me? It continues to clean itself.
When we get back to town, I will buy you one really, really good meal. It's my persuasion roll.
Well, you successfully persuaded it. As you are finishing your sentence, Sandor, your raven is pinned to the ground, and there's a small cat sitting on it.
I dismiss my raven.
Oh, you didn't catch it.
There's another poof, and again, your raven is sitting on the ground. It's now in the jaws of the kitten.
You dismissed the raven, and the raven got caught again.
The cats are the Feywild, and they can freely walk in and out of the Feywild.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
It looks up at you, giving you a look like, "Are you going to pay?"
I'll just say, but next time you're gonna tell me what you're gonna find something a little bit better to play with.
It lets go of your raven, and then like it licks where it bit your raven, and it just goes over and sits down next to the fire, curls up, and starts purring. By the way, none of you understood what the fuck this was going on was saying here.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
You just hear a bunch of meowing, and
That's basically what the dialect was.
I'm just going insane. Fucking meowing at a cat. I'm gonna say to Zirio. Is kind of an asshole. I like her.
You would be too if it was a bunch of small noble children constantly poking and prodding you and throwing things at you to see if you get out of the way in time.
That's true.
Anyway, should we make our way to this tower? The quicker we get these folks back home, the happier they'd be, I'm sure.
Agreed.
Alright, let's go.
What was that, Laguna?
I said, alright, let's go.
Alrighty. Anything else you guys want to do before you clean up your little campground area?
Nah.
I'm gonna sneak up behind Orzol and grab the yellow mushroom.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Roll sleight of hand.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Orzol has horrible perception.
Yeah, you easily get it.
All right, I got the yellow mushroom.
So you have the yellow mushroom.
Okay, I'm gonna try to add that to my inventory.
The yellow shroom.
You're probably just gonna have to
Constipation
Add it to
shroom.
yeah, just put like
to
his
the other possession.
other possessions.
Tony's ID card. Why did I grab Tony's ID card?
I don't know why you grabbed Tony's ID card.
Yellow poop shroom. All right, I got the yellow poop shroom. Oh. Wait. I have a bag of oats.
Yeah, you took them from the stable house.
Yeah. Could have eaten that.
You could have.
I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Are the horses still there?
So you guys make your way back to the tower if you clean up camp. As you reach the edge of the forest, you do find a small game trail that is leading to the west. There are small little markings on trees and whatnot that are basically leading your way generally back to the tower from what you can see, looking up over the edges of the rocks and whatnot as this gives away into the rocky foothills at the edge of the canyon. It takes you again the better part of the day to get there. You left your camp at I'm going to say about 9:30 or so in the morning. By the time you reach the tower, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Time
That's,
for another meal.
Hopefully a beer as well.
I'm going to move you guys to the Spire map. I don't know if we have character tokens down for everybody here or not.
I think everyone but Lacuna.
I still have Thalon down here.
Yeah, you got Savra and Thalon here.
Where's Savrin?
Savra and Thalon both went back to town with Lacuna's original dash.
Savrin fucking hooked Thalon, and Thalon's like, I'm not an adventurer anymore. I want a child.
It'd be hilarious to run into those two again.
I need to put a Lacuna on the map, and I need to put a Sandor on the map.
By the way, we're doing this stuff with the cat. Breakfast.
Yeah.
The cat has decided that it's time that I have a proper cleaning, and she's been licking my hand for the last 10 minutes.
I mean, that's the job of every cat, is to clean their human.
Human, you are unclean.
You must be clean, human.
You take a shower, and your cat's like, no, you're not clean enough.
I must get this water off of you.
Yeah.
The soup tastes delicious.
Anyway, so yeah, you guys have managed to make your way back to the tower. For the sake of just cleaning things up, I'm just gonna delete these bodies off the map. I don't feel like anybody will have any argument to that.
Eh.
Yeah, it's probably fine. They're decaying and
They're
rotting
rotting
anyway.
and decaying bodies, yeah.
Actually, my first thing is obviously to make sure the horses are there.
Horses are gone.
They're gone.
Yep.
You let them free?
It's been like 6-7 days, dude.
Yeah, it's been a week or so
Yeah,
since
but
you guys
we
fucked
had
off.
them tied up.
The remains of your wagon are gone. Whatever was there, someone came by and cleaned it up. There
Wonderful.
is that stake that you speared on the ground to tie the horses to is still there. One part of the rope is still tied to it. It looks like it's been cut. Horses are gone.
Perfect. Okay.
If you want to figure out further, roll an investigation check.
I think it's worth it. Unless somebody else wants to.
I will. Hold on.
I don't investigate anything now because my investigation is horrible.
Mine is too, apparently.
Oh, from what you can tell, Laguna, there are several footprints. You are able to identify those of your traveling companions and yourself that have climbed your way up the side of the tower and the spiraling switchback, annoying dirt trail that took you an hour and a half to climb up. Your little cluster of footwork, you manage to distinguish between that of several other people that have approached from the west and left in the same direction. You don't know how many there were, but it's clear to you that a group of people came from the northwesterly direction. You presume probably cleaned up whatever was left of that wagon, took the horses, and just left.
Cool.
There's our peoples. The 6 humans that traveled with you guys.
Okay. Well, this is your home now.
No, we're going home.
Nope. You've been kidnapped again.
Yeah, no, we can make it from here, thanks.
I just chuckle and let him go.
I mean, you presume they had every intention of just spending the night here, but after you said that, they're like, yeah, no, we're just gonna take our way. They just start walking down the road, heading back toward town.
We're just gonna stay here.
I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do.
I was asking them if they wanted to stay at the tower.
Oh, they're making their way down the road now. At some point, they're you're asking this to turn around. Are you gonna make us stay?
No, we're not making you stay. You want the tower?
No, I don't want to. I want to go home to my family.
Well, bring them here.
No, there's blood stains on the wall.
A little water come out. It's pretty easy to defend.
There's no farmland here. I'm a farmer.
You don't have to be.
I'm just gonna get some rest. I'll leave in the morning. I'm sure there's probably some food here somewhere. All of you guys, your bellies are grumbling once again.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go lead the way to the kitchen. Food.
All right.
Ale.
Zirio walks his way in. Kalabwin behind him. Ursul's just going to slowly putter his way in. You cooking dinner tonight?
Yeah, you want to help?
Do you need help?
Only if you want it to be good.
Do I see any ale?
Yeah, there are 2 casks of ale in the corner.
Got
Yeah.
ale. Nice. Hey, don't be touching that yet.
I'm a
Meal,
dwarf,
meal.
damn it.
Get out of here. Get out of my kitchen. I'm gonna push him out of my kitchen.
I'm gonna take the barrel and roll it outside.
You're not taking the barrel. Nope.
I'm taking the goddamn barrel.
Zuriel,
Make a strength check against him to see if you
Bring
can
out
stop
your
him.
check. I'm asking Zurio for help.
I don't want that smell.
Oh god dang it. Man. It'd be such a pain in my bum.
Sandor, you need to make a strength check against him if you want to take the barrel.
Nope.
Nope.
Get out of my kitchen.
So you try and roll it away.
I give him a cup.
He smacks your hand with a cup and takes the barrel and rolls it back so it lays flat, straight up and down as it's supposed to be.
I'll fill the mug for him and then give it to him.
All right, so you have a mug of ale.
Fair enough, and I'm gonna walk outside happily and drink.
Okay.
Jesus.
Lacuna, what are you doing?
Staring off into the void.
Okay. So you're just gonna stay outside the tower, staring off into the void?
I guess I'll go in. I think at this point, and I apologize because this is definitely real life reflecting everything else. I'm just a little out of it, but food sounds good, so
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to cook the food that's in here or something like a good meal.
All right, let's call
Good for
this.
ingredients.
We're gonna call this. What check? We're gonna call this a performance check.
A performance check.
Yep.
Is
You have advantage on it because you have got Zero helping you.
okay. Let's try this again.
16. You've made a pretty good meal.
Perfect. And then I'll bring one of the barrels out. One of the barrels.
One of the barrels.
Be here for a while.
As you're coming out, Orzel's just bumbling his way up. So excuse me, yes. It just goes up to the large dining room that is on the second floor of this tower. Lacuna, you have not been to this tower before, I'm pretty sure, right?
No, she hasn't.
I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Yeah. So stepping in, the rest of your party seems rather familiar with the space at this time. There are the remains of pools of blood against various corridors of this room. Yeah, some stains and tidbits here and there, but beyond that, it's fairly dispensable. It's a nice solid tower. It's fairly pretty from the outside. Large marble polished alabaster walls.
Is there somewhere to sit?
Going inside the main hall here, there's a large ballista hanging from the ceiling that looks as though it's set to cocked, ready to launch somebody out the front door. The main entryway doors are opening up to a large spiral staircase that goes up and down. Off to the left, you hear the clattering of knives and dishes and the like as Zurio and Sinestra are preparing what you assume to be food. The rest of the group, you did see Orzal make his way up the steps. You're not sure anyone else is.
I'm just kind of haphazardly just going around because my character hasn't been to the tower
So Sandor's just exploring.
and drinking.
Okay.
And drinking his glass of drink.
Any particular spot you'd like to go, Lacuna? You just gonna follow somebody, or?
I think I'll just wander around aimlessly for a bit.
Okay. Hey, if you're tired, you could call it a night here.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
All right. I'm gonna
Dream.
have your character go up to where the dining hall is to enjoy the meal for the night. Okay.
Can I command my kitten to stand watch over me so Sinestra doesn't take my shit again?
Yes, you can
I
command
would never.
your kitten to go sentry mode.
Kitty, go sentry mode.
That does not mean that the other kitty won't try to fuck with it though.
I'm gonna enlist the help of the other cat.
It's like you guys don't want me to come along anymore.
No, we're doing this so you have to come along. We like your presence.
You like my presence, so you control me. Oh, listen
It's
to
not
these.
like I
He never said it
Silence.
wasn't an abusive
Silence.
relationship.
I'm going to assume at this point you've given that other suit of armor over to what's his name? All right. Okay, just to free your inventory because your character's got like really shitty carry weight.
Yeah, but I never really loot anything, so
That's a good point.
Sinestra takes all the good shit for himself.
He just steals the shit, the bastard.
Nobody ever says anything. Or notices, because I am very sneaky. Might notice, but he probably doesn't give a whole lot of cares.
Probably not.
This is why I like him.
Anyway, with that, you guys prepare your meal. How are you going to get your cask of ale up the steps?
The dwarf is gonna help.
You're going to have to find him to get him to help then.
Well, when I bring the food upstairs, I'm gonna say, "Hey, the cask of ale needs carrying."
All right. So
One cask.
between Zero and Sinestra, to get all the plates up, it's going to take you guys. Let's see.
I can carry 4 plates at a time.
4 plates at a time. Holy shit. That's a lot of plates.
I've done it before.
Well, if you're carrying 4 plates, I'll say it'll take the pair of you guys combined 5 trips to get the plates up. So, all the food upstairs then.
Cool.
I am going to say, because you're carrying 4 plates, give me an athletics check.
Oh, this is perfect.
No, we're going to call it acrobatics, actually. Acrobatics check.
Acrobatics check. That's even better.
Okay. So as you're making your way up the stairs, you stumble a little bit. You almost drop the plate a couple of times, but you manage to recover it and get it up there. It's not the nicest presentation because you have fumbled a little bit, but it's still food.
Yeah, I'm really confused about this 3D die.
I see how it landed. It's like on the side.
Yeah.
It says it landed 9.
Yeah. It looks like it landed 6.
It looks like it landed both on my screen.
It looks
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
like in the middle.
9-9.
Yeah, that's what it
Like
looks
there's
like on
two
my
nines
screen.
on-
And then look, it's like 16 and 19.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Roll that
Okay.
again. I don't like the way that looks.
The way it looks.
No, it's bugging me. Look at that. You
I
even got
was-
better. You managed to make your way up without dropping anything. Easy enough. All right. So you guys bring the food upstairs. As they're coming up, Sander, you were informed that you need to go get the cask of ale.
To the hell! I'm just gonna say I went downstairs. 'cause I
Yeah,
can't
we'll
move
just
my
say
fucking
you
butt.
went down and got it. Are you bringing just one cask up? You're gonna bring both.
Oh,
Was
one
I
cast.
told?
You were told one.
One cast.
I just
I was
sigh
very
and just
starved.
bring up one.
All right. So
I
you,
have established my kitchen dominance.
kitchen dominance. So there are several mugs set about the table. Um, as you're bringing the cask up, there is a couple of guards that were still left up in here, and Zero shoved them through the window out the side of the tower.
Idea zero. We don't want to eat where we fight.
A
Well,
little
I'm
cleanup.
glad I'm glad we established you guys killed these guys already.
I don't like loose ends.
Fair enough.
This was a very loose end. They didn't even know what they were the end of.
Anyway, so you guys set up your meal for the night. You have a nice, relaxing meal, not worrying about anything coming to murder you in your sleep or lurking around the shadows. You feel rather accomplished in your thwarting of the cult of air as you come to the end of your meal and the night carries on. You do feel a bit of renewed vigor as you all have officially leveled up at this point.
I leveled up twice on accident.
I leveled up so hard, I leveled up twice.
At long rest.
Is there anything else you guys wish to do while you are enjoying your meal for the night?
Nothing particularly.
I'm gonna talk to Zero and ask him to teach me Sylvan. Like properly.
I,
It's a
I,
trap.
I guess I could. It'll take a while though.
No problem. Until then, I'm gonna use tongues to talk to the cat.
You do know that Azim doesn't speak Sylvan, right?
What?
She understands it, but she doesn't speak it.
What does she speak?
The language of the Sphinx. As he puts the cat down on the table.
Oh. Can you teach me that?
I can't. I don't speak it.
Well, I'm still asking for Sylvan from you.
I mean, it'll take a while, but I could teach it to you.
Her to teach me the language of the Sphinx.
I don't think the cat's teaching the language of the Sphinx.
No, that's fine. We have time. That's why I'm learning Sylvan first.
Oh, anyway, with that, anything else from anybody else? You guys figure out,
Nope.
do you need to investigate anything that we looted in the cave or not? I don't remember if we looked at everything or not.
Oh, the sword.
Yeah, the sword.
Oh, yeah. I think Lacuna can identify that, I believe.
If they ask nicely.
If you ask nicely, Lacuna can identify that.
Well, then I am not going to ask.
Miss Lacuna, could you please tell me what this is?
Sure. And that's when the narrator took over.
And that's when the narrator took over. As she goes through the motions of completing her incantation, she informs you that this is a short sword of dragon slaying. It is a +1 short sword that is enchanted to be the bane of all dragon kind. Should you hit a creature that is draconic in nature, you deal an extra, I think it's 3d6 damage to it.
A short sword?
It's a short sword.
I nod and thank her, and I keep it.
Alright, I will add that to yon inventory.
Dual wield.
He's going to dual wield short sword.
I'm a duel.
He's
I
gonna
have the duelist perk. I can't
two-handed
dual
sword in
wield.
one hand. He's gonna have a two-handed sword in one hand and a short sword in the other. And his right arm will become stronger than his left arm.
Ridiculous.
So, I'm gonna chat these farmers up.
Go for it.
Want to move their families here and man the tower while we're away.
You want to convince them to move their families here and man this tower while everyone is away? Is that what you said?
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And we'll them food and stuff.
You'll bring them food? Is that
We'll set something up so that they do get food, but there are in here that they could live off for a while.
Oh. Well, you need to roll persuasion to see if you can convince them to stay here.
Wonderful. Get a persuasion check. Is it 5 or 4? 5.
She rolled 21. The young woman in the tattered garbs. Get me safe back to Waterhaven, and I will ensure, on my word, as a member of the Norvale family, that I will have guards stationed here to maintain this tower while you are not around.
Perfect. That there are fine clothes upstairs that she may, that all of them may go ahead and just, use.
Find a change of clothes in the tower somewhere.
Yeah.
All
They're
right.
all upstairs in the next 2 floors.
She nods her thanks as you guys continue eating your meal. She does stress that you must escort her safely to the gates of Waterdeep.
I'm okay
No.
with that. What about you guys?
I guess we're going to Waterdeep.
I think we were going to be going to Waterdeep anyway.
Beyond that, the rest of the farmers insist that they are going back home.
That's fine. I'm not trying to be pushy about it. I'm just giving them an option that they could technically rule over a tower, but it's important.
I mean, the tower was, before you guys murdered everyone, part of a high
Was it
society
a
water.
trafficking?
Yeah, I mean, the
Basically
tower
a human
was,
trafficking.
yeah, it was a human trafficking, but it was intended to be a like a sport hunting lodge for the Waterhaven elite.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you guys have an agreement in place with Descenda Norvell that if you escort her to Waterdeep and ensure her safe arrival, that she will send a regiment of guards out here to hold and maintain the tower for you in your absence. You guys have not negotiated a length of time for it at this point in time, but she has said that they will hold the tower for you.
We have time to work out the details. Yay! Base of operations.
Beyond that, you guys have that established. Sandor, I did add that short sword to your inventory. You might need to refresh to see it.
Okay.
Whoops.
Anybody? I think everybody else leveled up to 6. I will let Joe know. Let Joe know that he needs to level his character up. Anything else you guys want to discuss the evening here before you retire for the night?
Not for me.
Alrighty. I'm gonna say that you guys all get a restful night. During your night's sleep, you level up, as it were. beyond that, if you guys are ready to depart in the morning, we can pick that up in the next game. But I think this is probably a good stopping point for tonight.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
So the level up thing we said 4 plus con modifier.
So depending on what your hit die when you level up is, it's half of that plus 1, and then your con modifier.
Okay.
So I think Warlock is what, a D8 for your hit
It's
points?
a D8. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have 5 and then add your con modifier to it.
I need to figure out.
Your con modifier is 4.
So I have 9.
Or you can roll and try and max it out. I don't care.
I think the con modifier is I get more from that than I do from just rolling.
Probably.
I assume that's the +4 on my character screen.
Let me find Sandor. Yeah, your con modifier is +4.
Okay.
So I think yours is a D10 if you're going to keep going fighter. So you would take 6 plus 4. Alright, that ends that guy. Lacuna, did you level yourself up?
No, I don't actually know how to. I was going to ask you after this, but
Okay, well, if you're looking at your character sheet, there's a little red arrow next to your character's name. Click on that, it'll expand the menu, and then there's manage levels in there.
sit next to my character name.
So on your character sheet, you see the little character picture, it's Lacuna, and in your character
Yeah.
name, there's a red arrow that's pointing down.
There's no red arrow on my screen.
Just click on your character name. It should work just the same. And that should expand out the list, and you'll see manage levels.
My name's not interactive. Maybe there's something. I'm on my crappy old laptop. It could be that.
Oh, maybe.
Can I exchange one cantrip for another one?
Yeah, when you level up, you can change your spells.
Excellent.
Lacuna, you want me just to level you up to 8?
Sure, I would appreciate that.
Okay. Do you
Wait.
want to roll hit points, or you want me just to give the half plus con modifier?
I trust your judgment.
Well, if I give you half, you're just going to gain 5 hit points because that's what you don't have a con modifier. Or you can try and roll a d8 to get higher. It's up to you.
I just do the auto one.
Okay.
5 points.
Level you up. Um, that pulls you to 43 hit points. And you will gain a known spell of 2nd level. Which would give you, you can pick from aid, which is gives people around you, up to 3 creatures around you, you increase their maximum hit points and their current hit points by 5. So it's like a little HP buff. Alter Self is a spell you cast on yourself. It lasts for an hour, and you can change your physical appearance and your physical attributes. So instead of being an illusion, you physically change. So you can make yourself look like a different race, or different type of tiefling, or you can give yourself like gills to breathe in water. There's Arcane Lock, which is just a spell that you can use to lock things. Blur, which gives it's a buff that lasts for a minute. It gives you concealment. It's harder for creatures to hit you. It's an attack spell, Concussive Blow. You do 3d8 force damage or something near you. It's a melee attack spell. Continual Flame, you can light something on fire as if a torch and lasts permanent until it's dispelled by magical means. Dark Vision buff you don't need. Enhance ability, you can increase the ability score, one ability score of one creature for an hour. Enlarge or reduce, you can make something grow bigger or grow smaller. There's different benefits to those. Invisibility is a spell option. Heat metal, you can make a sword or something get really hot so someone might drop it. Magic weapons, a +1 buff to a weapon. Protection from poison, self-explanatory. See invisibility or spider climb. If any of those sound good to you, or you can wait and look through the list yourself when you're on a better computer.
I'll wait to look on another computer.
Okay. There you go. You're at level 6 for now. Just need to remember that you gotta pick a spell, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Bum. I think that's it for that. Anything else from anybody before we call her a night here?
No.
Alrighty. You guys good to pick this up Friday then?
Yep.
It depends on when I get home. I'm traveling tomorrow. I have to go down to North Carolina, so.
Oh, God, that reminds me.
What?
I'm not going to be here on Friday.
Okay.
You literally just reminded me when you said you're traveling. I have to go to North Carolina.
Alright.
And I'm going to be there till like Wednesday.
Okay. Well then I guess we're gonna skip this Friday's game as well then, since you guys won't be around.
Well, like I said, my plan. I don't know what time I'm going to be getting up tomorrow now, but I'm going to go down there. I'm going to be spending the night there, but I plan on traveling back Friday afternoon. So, barring traffic, I mean, can we do a little segue thing where some of us go to like a nearby? Is there a settlement we can go visit to stock up on supplies or something?
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
you guys, I'd have no problem doing a game Friday night if it just wants to be you and Mega, and you guys can basically make your way back to Red Larch and stock up on supplies to have your way down to Waterhaven. And we can just do
Okay.
an adventure to get you guys down to the city. Sin, I don't know if you'll be able to get on at all Friday night just to be in Discord and talk your way through things, but you can do that.
Yeah. I can do some of this stuff.
Because I mean, I can roll.
This Friday, but I won't be here on the 17th. Or I will most likely not be here on the 17th.
Okay, so you'll be here this Friday, but not the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll plan the game to play as normal this Friday then. Is that good for everybody?
Sounds good.
Alrighty. So then we'll just say we'll continue as normal for this Friday. We'll pick it up then. Like I said, if you guys can't view the game board, next couple of sessions are probably going to be mostly RP, where we're not really going to worry about the map too much anyway. Since we're, in theory, we shouldn't be doing too much combat traveling between areas. If there is any combat, I can do the rolls for you guys if needed.
Okay. Cool. That works. Yeah, I would probably be phoning it in. So.
I mean, if you're going to be busy and you're not going to be able to focus on the game, by all means. I mean, I have no problem with that. Like Mega and Lacuna have said, this next game is probably going to be spending a lot of time just RPing around the city and traveling and whatnot, so you're not going to miss much.
Yeah, it's it kind of depends on the people I'll be around. So.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, like I said, we'll plan to run Friday here. If you can make it, great. If not, then we'll make do. Alrighty. I'm going to click this end stream button here. I don't think we have any viewers anyway, but if there is anybody, Good fight. Good night. Catch you Friday.